I would rather work really, really hard in this market than work really, really hard in any other market.
This is your first day in real estate, and I am your real estate sales trainer and coach, James Festini. And this is the program that's going to teach you how to sell more real estate in less time.
Okay, I want to talk to you today about hard work, working really, really hard. Is working hard good or bad for you? I gotta say, I was listening to two different podcasts today, two different sessions, and they both had me torn between like, yeah, let's be as hard working as we can, and America's too soft and we need to get our hands calloused and work. And then I had another podcast where it's like, it's not all about work. We should just sit back and work really hard during the hours, but work smarter and not harder. The book by David Goggins. He is a ultra marathon runner, a Navy SEAL. He's all over the motivational area. Really just crazy dude with an insane work ethic. But if you know what it means to run, Navy SEAL, enough said. But the guy is also an ultra marathon runner, which marathon is 26.2 miles. Ultra marathon is 100 miles or more in some cases, like Badwater. Just mind-blowing distances for the amount of reward for these things. You have to have something loose in the head to be a Navy SEAL and run ultramarathons. And his book is called Can't Hurt Me. Great book, man. I'm going to listen to that a couple of times. But it's about becoming stronger and tapping into the reserves in your mind and your body to overcome all odds, all obstacles. Just be strong and tough and survival. Then later in the evening, I stumbled on an excellent podcast until today. Today I didn't like the message, and I only got halfway through, but it talked about how this whole working so hard is not good. Like that as a society now for several years we have lived in this 10x crush it, go get 'em mentality, and now there's this pushback on working really hard, and that perhaps maybe it's not that great, and that the only people who were saying push hard, push hard, push hard were the higher ups, but not the grunts, And when it comes to my real estate business, when it comes to my hustle, it only works in one speed. Maximum velocity. That is it. Terminal velocity is the speed when something falls from the sky. It's a certain speed. I don't remember what the speed is, but it's the maximum speed allowable by that. What am I getting at? I have no desire to allow outsiders to make me feel like things like the beast mode lead gen. Several months ago, there was an individual, and I'm not even going to say his name because that would give him promotion, but there was a podcast that went out and publicly bashed my beast mode lead gen prospecting and the challenge and the group, and that there's these people out there who are completely against prospecting, cold calling, and door knocking. That somehow it makes us as agents dirty or less desirable. And it sometimes it gets to me where I think, well, yes and no. I mean, I get what you're thinking, but what are you doing to generate your business. And when I look at the people who say these things, they're not productive agents. And so they're almost, in the case of the podcaster, if I'm not mistaken, he tried his hand at real estate and couldn't make it. And so he wrote a book on how to beat the bigger agents when he couldn't do it himself. And his theory was like blogging and write, I don't know, cartoons or some crap. And that's how you win them over with. And I get it. That I'm not saying it doesn't work. Yes, creating a relationship, I'm going to tell you 100 times over, creating a relationship, building a brand, being yourself, writing and sharing content about yourself is absolutely critical in this day and age. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, social media, and just sharing your passions and getting it out to the masses is totally fine. But if you're going to use it as an exclusive source of business, I just don't know anybody who's getting away with that. And sure, maybe there's going to be one or two people who say, I do. Well, is that duplicatable? Well, they say, yes, of course. I have students, or in my marketplace, we have to look each one's marketplace and see the demographics and the sources and what they're doing. And I just don't see like the top dogs here Snapchatting their way to the top or blogging. They're spending tens, 20s, 30s of thousands of dollars on self-promotion and marketing the old-fashioned way. Farming to a neighborhood, the bus benches, sponsorship. Again, a lot of the things that I believe in. There are multiple pillars of your real estate career that have to be activated, multiple streams of leads or inquiries or whatever you want. So whether it's Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, farm packages, sponsoring, hanging out, the Kiwanis, the Grand Poobahs, the Legion, the dog park. Finding looking for people to befriend, if you're genuine, is a viable source of business. For me, I'm rather busy. I've got 4 kids and 3 are living at home. I don't really have time to go hang out and network on the off chance that somebody may be somewhere somehow. It is there when I find an opportunity. Like if I'm going to an event, I'll hang out, I'm suited up, we'll socialize, but I can't force it. It's just not my character. So it goes back to, what is my character? Am I a telemarketer? Am I a door-to-door salesman? If that's what I have to be to provide for my family, if it's an honest living. Now, if it got to the point where every door that I knocked, for example, everybody looked at me like I was covered in feces and I just trailed it up their front yard, and they were looking at me like I'm just a piece of crap, it would take a toll on me, right? I'd be like, wow, everybody hates me. I can't do this anymore. I really couldn't do it anymore. Same thing with cold calling. See, the cold calling is a little bit different because people hang up on me all the time, but that's because it's easy. You just hang up, right? I don't know, just hang up. I get through my script and say, no, thank you. The people who stay and say, no, thank you, or no, not right now, or no, whatever, they're courteous, but if I had everybody, or at least like, say even 50%, or say 20% of the people who pick up the phone or open the door look at me like I was dirt, it would hurt me. But they don't. Which tells me that what I'm doing, I realize that these people saying, for example, door knocking and cold calling is such an evil thing, that what they're saying is that because they're the people who open the door and look at people like they're crap, or they chase people away, or maybe they're just nasty inside, or however it is, that's their nature. But believe it or not, there are so many nice people at the door, so many nice people on the phone. And my script, again, is designed to be super quick, courteous, in and out. If you guys are interested, I can help you. If not, I'll let you go. thank you, have a nice day. I'm not sitting there trying to like keep them at the door forever, trying to engage them in a conversation. I could sense when there's a moment in every door conversation when I'm talking to someone who's slightly, more approachable, and they come out and they talk to me. I can sense when I'm no longer welcome, and I get ahead of that and I say, all right, thank you very much, have a nice day. I can sense that when people are disrupted by my door knocking. Obviously, if they have a no soliciting sign, or if they have if they're on the do not call list, absolutely not. I will not bother these people because they've said they don't want to, and I don't want to either. That's not my nature. I'm not here to disrupt or annoy people. But I am here to work as hard as I can. I have survived the crash, the crash of 2007, the Great Recession of just 10, 12 years ago. And before that, I worked pretty hard. But after that, I worked really hard just to keep a roof over my head and feed my children. From like 2009 to 13, those were the hardest years, and that keeps me going. People say, how do you keep going? How are you motivated? It's because of that. I don't want to ever feel that way again. I would rather work really, really hard in this market than work really, really hard in any other market. And if that's enough to make me happy, to each his own. If you don't want to do what I'm doing, don't do it. If you want to work really, really hard, then do it. I don't appreciate when other people suggest that hard work might be bad, when other people would probably suggest that ultra marathon is bad. To each his own. When you work 12-hour days, but I come home, like tomorrow I'm going to be with my kids, and we're going to spend the next 48 hours with January and my son and my wife and my daughter, and we're going to go have a good time, and we're going to ride slides, and it's just going to be a good time. But it's under the temporary illusion that I don't have to work this hard. My saying is, work hard, play hard. Get hard, stay hard. Meaning your body and your mind need to be stronger. When I listen to David Goggins, for example, or Jocko Willink, these are like Navy SEALs and total badasses. But for me, they're inspirational because I know that they're probably to the extreme of maybe not the Zen or the meditation, but maybe they are enjoying life. I haven't gotten to the book or seen the part where they're splashing and playing with children. They seem like the polar opposite. And then you watch like Gary Vaynerchuk, and you never see his kids, but I'm sure they're having a good time. You see Casey Neistat. These are people who I look up to. Obviously, Grant Cardone loves his kids and spends a lot of time, but Grant himself, workaholic, and then enjoys it. So although I don't resonate with or relate to Grant Cardone because he's in another place, I do relate to his work ethic most. So everybody's gonna have a different thing. Don't let anybody tell you that working hard is not a good thing. Being a total badass and putting yourself out there and dying empty and pushing yourself to the maximum capacity, it's okay. I think it's fantastic. A lot of these people, overachievers, they do have work-life balance, but this whole work-life balance thing is a theory. And as much as I'd love to see the social media game and all of the phone and everybody looking down at their phone and kind of fade, where it's no longer cool to be, buried in the technology and buried in work, I just think at the pace that China, for example, if you look at other countries who are climbing the ranks, especially China, I don't want to get into the details, but they used to not be that big of a superpower, and now they're I think they're like number 2. I don't know enough to know, but I know enough to know that they're working harder than us. I am 46 years old. I might have 30, 40 years more on this planet. I don't know how long this vessel will carry me through that, but I know one thing for sure. It's highly likely that in my lifetime, highly possible that in my lifetime, the United States will not be the world superpower, and I will not have the ability to control my destiny. But right now, as an American, as a young man in America, I am making my stance today, here now, to say that if I want to challenge myself February 2019, to what I am now calling on this right here and now. I'm calling it out. It's called the Beast Mode Lead Gen Ultra Marathon Challenge. The Beast Mode Lead Gen Ultra Marathon Prospecting Challenge. Starting next week, I'm going to go out and I'm going to hit 150 doors, and I'm going to make 150 contacts by phone every weekday, Monday through Friday. That is going to translate to 300 attempts at a sale every day. And then Monday through Friday, by Friday, I will have successfully, if it's 300 a day, 1,500 a week, 1,500 attempts at a sale. That is, if it's possible. Is it possible? Yes. I did 100 and 100 today. I believe early start, it's possible. 1,500 a week. What is that going to give me? What is that going to yield? That's going to get me ahead of the market. This isn't for people who are already at the top of their game. This isn't for people who are already, content or complacent. This challenge is for the people who want to rise to the top as fast as possible and then enjoy it. They're the people who last Christmas wasn't good enough, and next Christmas I want to be better. That this summer I want to be able to take a week off during the summer break, but I need to have an inventory. And if the inventory is low, it's called make hay while the sun shines. The sun is shining on those who have the inventory, and if you don't have listing inventory, you need to do what I'm telling you to do. 1,500 times 4, that is 6,000 attempts at a sale in 30 days. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen after that challenge is over when I go for 3 months or 100 days? That is going to be 18,000 plus attempts at a sale. Attempts to put myself out there. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to have hundreds of bona fide leads, and I mean, unless I totally screw this up, a dozen, 2 dozen sellable listings under my belt, it's going to be hard work. But I'm willing to do it because I'm not afraid of work. I'm not afraid of going out what I want and getting what I want. If other people don't want this, that's fine. I don't want to do an ultra marathon, although I'm curious. But when I watch, David Goggins and his ultra marathon obsession, I don't want to do that. I never wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Even when I joined the Army, I wanted to be a Ranger, but once I saw what it was about, I'm like, maybe not. It's hard, but it's not for everyone, but it's for anyone. And if you have it in you, I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to my website, there will be a program in there. It will be 100 videos where every morning you'll go in there and you'll learn something in the course of this 100 days to make you a better agent, not just at prospecting, but marketing and putting together your slam packages. If you take this challenge, I assure you, you're going to start getting listings, because within those videos, I'm going to teach you how to get listings. I'm going to teach you the listing presentation. I'm going to teach you the scripts and dialogues. I'll teach you everything you need to know, but the only thing that will matter is that you go out and get to work. All of the stuff, all of these seminars, all of these webinars, all of these products that you want to have to know, you think you need to know, they only matter when you have a prospect to present to. Your listing package, your marketing package. You want to know about, the disclosures. You want to know about the presentation. I will teach you all of that in this program. Every day you'll have a study lesson, a topic to study that will support this lead generation effort. But you need to have contacts before you start presenting anything. I'm scared to even launch this challenge, but I have to. I want to. I can. Can you? Let's get to work.
This episode is brought to you by MojoSells.com. Expireds for sell by owners and prospecting solutions along with DNC compliance. It is my CRM of choice because I can set up emails and letters and follow-up campaigns to follow up more efficiently with the leads that I generate. Go to MojoSells.com and make sure you tell them Festini sent you. This episode is also brought to you by Spodio, the perfect door knock companion. Download the Spodio app today. You want more knowledge? Please find me anywhere you consume content. On YouTube, go to James Festini Festini. If you want to listen to my content on iTunes, please leave me a 5-star review. Join the Festini Mafia at jamesfestini.com/training. There you'll find all of my products and information. If you like to make money, get back to work.